This is a historic day for space exploration because mankind has been able to beam back the first set of images ever from Pluto. It's been called the dark planet, the dwarf planet. Not much has been known about its color, about its shape, about its size. Well, now we are beginning to get some answers. These images have fascinated me. The first ever set of pictures beamed back from Pluto. Take a look.
It's a journey that lasted 9 years and 3 billion kilometers and has ended in a historical feat of NASA spacecraft New Horizons flying past Pluto. New Horizons made its closest approach to Pluto, roughly the same distance from New York to Mumbai, making it the first ever space mission to explore a world so far from Earth. New Horizons probe has already answered basic questions about Pluto. Mission scientists have found Pluto to be 2,370 km in diameter, somewhat larger than prior estimates. As opposed to a dark grey icy planet, the probe found that Pluto is red and appears to be oxidized like Mars. Its surface is full of cliffs, craters and chasms, and the fraction of ice in its interior is slightly higher. New Horizons observations have also confirmed the previous estimated size of Pluto's largest moons, and that it lacks substantial atmosphere. But that's just the beginning. The mission is expected to beam back key images of Pluto's surface to Earth by Wednesday. Images that will open the window to the exploration of the solar system. Bureau Report, India Today.
To talk more about this historic journey, I want to go across now to Dr. Heidi Hamel. She's a planetary scientist and a spokesperson for the New Horizons project at NASA. She's joining us from Washington, D.C. This is a big moment for you personally and for the entire team at NASA and also for mankind. These are the first ever images that are being beamed back from Pluto. How are they different from what your team at NASA was expecting, ma'am?
It is beyond what we were hoping to get. All the instruments are working fantastically. We have great high-quality images that are on the ground now. And right now we're in a waiting mode. The spacecraft has flown by the planet and is starting to take more high-resolution data. And tonight it will turn around and start sending that data back to us. And so we are looking forward to that,
some of the NASA
even better data than we've seen already.
I was looking at some of the NASA reports which say that the planet seems to be larger than what NASA had originally calculated. Even the color tones are different from what scientists were expecting. So how is the reality that you see in these pictures different from your expectations?
Well, we really didn't know exactly how big it was because we couldn't ever resolve the planet, see its edges. It was too far away and too blurry. What we did find is a little bit larger than we thought, and that means that its density is a little lower than we thought. So not quite as rocky, a little more icy. That was a little bit of a surprise. And in terms of its color, we had never been able to resolve the features before. And what we saw now is that there are some very bright areas, some very dark areas, very extreme contrasts. And that was a surprise to us as well. We are just now starting to look at that data and to try to understand really what it means. So talk to me in a month or so, and we'll have a much better understanding of how to interpret those images.
Now, this going to Pluto is virtually like traveling to the end of the world as we see it, and then to see what the end of the world looks like. Now, the chances of being able to get to Pluto were not very bright. The odds were really against mankind, and someone really said that it's like teeing off in New York and hoping that you can do a hole-in-one all the way in Los Angeles. Is that how complex this task was?
Well, NASA is actually very, very good sending spacecraft out into the solar system. They've done it a long time. They really know where they're going. One of the questions that the principal investigator, Alan Stern, was asked this morning was, what are the odds that it made it through the flyby without getting damaged by something we haven't thought of? And his answer was, Basically 1 or 2 out of 10,000. In other words, we could fly hundreds of New Horizons past Pluto and they would survive. So the odds are good that we made it through and that we have an active spacecraft. We'll have to wait till late tonight to find out for sure. Right now the spacecraft is busy taking data and it won't talk to us until later tonight when it's done with its primary data.
It's just been so fascinating how NASA has involved people in this process, putting out those first images on Instagram, and we're really looking forward to seeing what the new images that are being beamed back by New Horizons look like. Thank you very much, Dr. Himmel. Really a pleasure for you taking out time and joining us on what's been a very busy, very exciting day for NASA and also for everyone tracking this project.